Call to order the 2024 town board meeting. It's called to order at 7:05. Crystal, could you read the roll, please?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Here.
Councilman Gray?
Here.
Councilman Mora?
Here.
Supervisor Esposito?
Present. Point then.
He is not going to make it tonight, his daughter is sick.
Okay. Also present is our town attorney, Gerard Parisi. And I'd like to welcome Jim back again.
Thank you.
Thank you. We know you've had a long struggle over here over the last 4 months, so
It hasn't been fun and it's not over yet, but I wanted to try to make it through one meeting.
and we appreciate you coming too. And we wish you the best, and we're all praying for you. Okay, invocation. Nancy, can we all stand?
Father God, we come before you tonight asking for your wisdom, knowledge, and discernment for those representing us to know your will for Princetown. We ask your peace and unity that only you can give. Thank you for working your will in our town. Bless those who represent us and their families. We pray, as your word says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. We declare this for our town. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please remain standing for the pledge. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Committee reports. We do have Ralph here tonight. Thanks for coming around. If you have anything, any reports you'd like to report on?
The only thing I can tell you is 583 Willow Lawn. I went and looked at the man's problem up there, the water on his lawn. He needs a ditch. The county has to dig a ditch alongside the road to detour the water, maybe put a pipe under one of his driveways, but they won't be able to get there for a while. There was a few other issues up there with aprons on driveways that got tore up from the snow plows, and they're gonna address that problem too when they get to it. That's about it.
Okay, thank you. Jim, any questions?
No.
Doug?
No.
Nick?
No.
Okay, thank you. Do we have we do have a report from the water department here.
Yep.
May 2024, gallons pumped to Marine 105,500. Maximum daily usage 113,500. Minimum daily usage 27,500. Daily average 67,900. We had the following water main breaks, leaks, none. Thank you. Issues, work done. There was no power at the well house. The generator was running. Called National Grid, found the wires from the pole to the building were chewed by mice. Made calls to an electrician, couldn't get one over the weekend. On Monday, the electrician pulled new wires to the building. The electrical inspector inspected the job, and National Grid turned the power back on. The generator ran for a total of 5 days. On 5/28/24, the generator was serviced. The annual water quality reports were mailed out. General maintenance performed. Respectfully submitted the report. There was a big problem with that, but fortunately it was repaired. Thank God we didn't have the generator go down, because we would have really been in trouble. Town would have been without water within 4 hours, from what Rick said. So, but we did secure a backup generator. Any questions on the water report? Jim?
No.
No. Okay.
And we are fortunate to have Dino Viscusi. I mean, you know, electricians can't respond immediately. His daughter was graduating, but he did show up Monday morning and repair that quickly, and, it's good to have him local. He's a Princetown resident, in fact, a neighbor of mine. We've got him to do that.
Yeah, he did come over on a Saturday to assess the problem, but he couldn't get, his daughter was graduating that day from Oneonta, so, college, so he couldn't attend it. But he did secure a generator in case we needed one. And these are not small, this is not a small generator, this is one that sits inside the building. So. Okay, we have anything from the judge?
We do not, nothing from the judge or the assessor, and Tommy Green called me before coming here, he said he was unable to make it in tonight, but he's gonna get us the report this week, so I'll get it to you guys
Okay. Yeah, Tommy's been out sick too, so. Ben, you're up.
They had a call, someone had a dog they found on Weast Road. Once again, would have been the 5th dog on Weast and Reynolds area. I went up and looked at the dog. It was a Shepherd Lab mix. He was pretty well fed, old dog. I was going to take him down to the shelter, and the guy offered to hold on to the dog at his place, which worked out really good because the owner did come forward on the following, I think it was on Saturday, or Sunday it was. So that saved him having the dog there till Tuesday because the shelter would be closed until Tuesday, and would have cost him money as well. And luckily it wasn't another dog dumped by the same person, I'm guessing. But so that worked out good for everybody, including the town. We got a call from the sheriffs about a dog that attacked people three times in Dwaynesburg, and I didn't answer that. I'm not going to Dwaynesburg or Rotterdam, as we discussed with the town attorney. I'll stay here in Princetown, where the dogs don't bite. That's it.
Okay, any questions for Ben? Jim? Okay, thank you, Ben. Buildings and grounds, really there's, well, I'd like to thank Nick, he fixed the concrete slab out there. They came and inspected the boiler again. Every year they come and inspect the boiler. It passed. The state requires this annually. The handicap doors, they inspected again. That's required annually by the state. Found a leak in the closer, so he replaced that yesterday. Was it yesterday? Monday. Monday, they replaced it and certified the doors, the screens on the 3 offices, those metal doors that come down when there's a fire, they have to be inspected annually now, every year. The state requires that, the insurance company requires it. They're doing August, I called them, they're going to be here before the certificate expires, and that's about it for that. The insurance company is coming again. Annually they come, they want to inspect the building, make sure everything's all right. That's why we repaired that slab out there. That's why Nick did that. Thank you again, Nick. And they want to inspect the water system again, the buildings there. That's required annually now to see if everything is up to code. So I'm sure we're gonna have to get a hold of the fire department again, or what is the company that does the
Albany Fire, for the extinguishers, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get a hold of them because they have to be certified again too. Some other thing I gotta do, and I better not remind. Did you remind me that?
Yes.
Crystal? They have to be checked annually. So So I'm sure he's gonna say something if they haven't been.
He wasn't here that long ago, so they should be okay, but I'll check the dates as well.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? No? Okay. Let's see, building and ground, Crystal, you have anything?
I do, we have 2 closures at Town Hall this month. Juneteenth is a holiday on Wednesday, the 19th, so we'll be closed for that. And then there is a second primary election day this year, which will be Tuesday, June 25th at the Town Hall. Oh, also Kathy Nilsson from the PF gave me a report. They usually give one after Recycle Day. She wasn't able to come, so she just wants me to read it to you guys. This is the 2024 PAC summary. They had 4 members, Peter Gauthier, Dave Canutti, Kathy Nielsen, and Gloria Tinning. The members meet monthly, and there has been no movement on filling the chair position. For the Recycling Environmental Day, the event was posted in the Daily Gazette, once in the Legal and a few times under Community News. Flyers were passed out and posted, and it was announced twice at town board meetings and planning board meetings. Council members Gray and Mora donated their time and equipment for this event. The cost of the seedlings was $639, and they got 150 each of elderberries, Canaan fir, and hibiscus, but they did order Rose of Sharon, and I guess they didn't get that. All were handed out. For tires, the total collection was $282, and Worldwide Tire Distribution donated them again to us this year, so it didn't cost the town anything. That would have been $228.76, but that was donated. For the scrap metal, they took in $200. It was $172.50 they got in scrap, and then Councilmember Mora threw in the extra $27.50 there as a donation too, so they came out even at $200. Then for computers and parts, the GE Elfins attended and collected those as well. There are no further events besides the committee meetings that have been planned at this time.
And we do have an opening on the PAC. don't we?
Yeah, that's what they said. There's
Anybody
been no
wants to
movement.
be on the PAC committee, let us know.
That's all.
Any questions? Okay. Public hearings, we have none. Resolutions are meeting minutes. Is hereby resolved that the meeting minutes of May 14th, 2024, regular town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passes. Special meeting minutes. Is hereby resolved that the meeting minutes of May 28, 2024, regular town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. General funds claim. It is hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 98 through 119 in the amount of $39,503.06. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
All second.
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Water funds claim. It's hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 42 through 49 in the amount of $4,549.14. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passes. Highway funds claim. It is hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 5 in the amount of $340. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make.
Is there a second? I'll second it, Crystal.
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. General funds claims, hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 3, transfer of number $340 from the general fund to the highway fund to cover voucher number 5. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilman Moore?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Privilege of the floor. At every town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during the portion of the meeting referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public shall restrict their comments to items of town business, although there are no official time-constrained speakers should be considerate of others, so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There shall be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privilege of the floor. At each meeting, all remarks and questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter into the discussion with the person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during the portion of the meeting referred to as council member comments. We'll open up privilege of the floor at 7:21. Any takers?
Yeah, I have a question. I've never done this, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I have some pictures. I live at 259 Western Turnpike.
I'm gonna put a hearing over here, so.
Okay, is this on?
Yes.
Okay, I live at 259 Western Turnpike, and they did, the LS Grid did a project next door to me. And I've contacted the town on several occasions. I've contacted LS Grid. The water runoff, Ron Franzen and I came to the one meeting, and it was in the meeting minutes that we were concerned where the water runoff was gonna go from this property. Well, the water runoff, I have pictures, it's running right down through my front yard. And I mean, it's like a river. I can't mow my front lawn. I get stuck with my mower. I've contacted them. I've walked the project with the engineer. They saw a problem with the creek that runs behind me between my property and Pasamatos farm. Pasamatos fixed that, and I'm still having issues. All I want is it resolved. I'm not looking for any, I even told them they could come right down through my yard with a drainage pipe and do whatever they have to do to just correct this issue. I mean, my basement, my sump pump's running more, my neighbor down front, Jack, it runs right through his garage, right down his driveway, comes down the edge of the road and erodes my driveway. I've had Russell from DOT there twice to repair the end of my driveway. I'm just not getting anywhere. I've contacted Nikki, I've contacted you, Mr. Esposito, I've contacted Tommy Verini. I'm not getting anywhere. I was told that it's a civil case. I don't know what to do. I just want the water to stop running through my property. And they, I mean, they have a 18-inch culvert that points right towards my property. And, you know, when you talk to them, I don't get anywhere. I don't know what to do next. I mean, like I said, I brought pictures for the board to look at. If I can present them to you, you can look at them. That shows everything. And it's been like this since day one. I've never had this issue. I've been in the town of Princetown up on 259 for 10 years now, and I've never had this water issue. I mean, my buddy came up to one day and he made a joke. He's like, "Can we kayak down your front yard?" I mean, it's serious. It's just flooding it right out. It's killing my trees. It's killing the lawn. It's killing my dry wells. And I mean, if you look at the minutes, which Miss Mara sent me, it was right in there. Ronnie and I both brought it up in the one meeting. It was one of the finals when you were discussing the septic system and the final parts of the project, that where's this water runoff gonna go? They raised the elevation of that property at least 8 foot. I used to be able to look across my property and see Settles Hill Banquet Hall, the old tree farm. I can't, it's 7 feet high now. All the water that comes in there that doesn't make it into the retention ponds or anything runs off the banks and down into a swale between my property and their property, and then it finds its path and, you know, least resistant down through my front yard. And I mean, it's like a river. There is, I believe it's a law of directing watershed towards someone else's property. I can't afford an attorney. That's why I'm coming to the town. I just want it, you know, resolved. And I spoke with Mr. Dakota from LS Grid. We had good relations, we were talking good, and then he started pointing at the tree farm in the back, or the horse farm, claiming everything on the horse farm. And I said, you know, I don't want to hear whose fault it is, let's just fix it. And he hung up on me, and I haven't had any other contact with him. So
I'm sorry, I didn't hear everything over the last.
I said that I was talking with LS Grid at one point, and we were doing good, and then Bob Titus come up, we walked the property. Bob saw where there was an issue with the creek that runs between my property and Pasamatos and Van Warmers. It's an old creek, it's on a tax map, and since then, Pasamatos have repaired that, and there's a picture that's real green, you can see the water, that's from the other day, we didn't even have much rain. And now the grass and everything's brown, it's all killed.
Well, the only thing we can do over here is get DEC involved in it again.
Okay.
And,
I didn't know whether to call them.
I know they've been up there. And our
DEC
town
has?
engineer- And our town engineer has been up there too.
Yes, and they all point their finger at the horse farm. And now the horse farm has repaired that trench, and or that creek, and I'm still having
The
problems.
water's not running through there anymore.
So I mean, Nick has walked it with me.
I walked it, and the water's coming out of that culvert and matting the grass down. I didn't see it raining, I mean, the pictures show it.
You know, my father was a builder, my grandfather owned a lumberyard, I've been around the construction trade my whole life, and it's heavily, I mean, if you raise the elevation of something, it's gonna find the low spot, even with a pond. The stuff that's gonna run in that pond is coming in the inside. The stuff that hits the outside is gonna run to the lowest spot, and my yard is the lowest spot. There used to be a trench between the properties that went between Jack's house and Ronnie's property where the berm is. And that's where it was supposed to come out, and it doesn't. It comes behind Jack's house because it's lower, and then it comes down through the swale that I had between my property and Jack's, which I never had a problem with water running in there. I used to be able to mow right down through there and not have a problem. I'm getting stuck in my front lawn when I go to mow my lawn. On my zero turn, it's just a swamp. And it wasn't like that 2 years ago. You know, it's ever since this project came about, and, you know, we brought it up in the meeting that we were worried about where this water was gonna go. And now I'm having problems with it.
Well, like I say, the only thing we can do is get a hold of DEC and have our town engineer go back up there and meet with them.
Yeah, and then it's another thing is, they were supposed to plant greenery around the whole outside of that, between any residential areas, and they haven't planted anything yet.
Well, the project's not
It's not
done
done
yet.
yet, yeah.
What's
It's not
that?
done
They're
yet.
not done
They're
yet.
not done.
No. They haven't signed off on it. The code enforcement officer hasn't signed off on it yet.
Okay, but I mean, is he gonna sign off on this before this water issue's fixed?
Well,
I
it's gonna
mean,
be, no, we're gonna have to do something, but.
yeah.
We're gonna have to talk with the town engineer and DEC again to see if they're, I know they've been out there, and I know our engineer has been out there.
Like I said, I've walked it with Mr. Marr, I've walked it with Bob Titus, you know, and even the Ethan, the project manager from Malloy, I have it in a text message that says that the water's coming off of their property. Now they're trying to tell me that it's not their property, it's my property. Isn't that what they said, Nick?
Yeah.
It's not my property. I can show you where my pins are.
Chris.
You know, where it comes down through the lawn is my property, but the property in the field, that's their property. You know, where the wetlands are and stuff, which I didn't even think you could build on wetlands. And they put that whole project in.
Well, that was approved by DEC.
Yeah, well, like I said, this was brought up in a meeting, and now we have issues with it, and I don't feel, I feel like it's the town should make them do whatever they gotta do to straighten it out. I don't think I should have to hire an attorney and go that whole route. for something that was brought up in a planning meeting. You know, well, it was already approved, but we were working on the septic system and stuff, the final stages. And that's the only invite I got to any of it. We didn't get invited, none of the neighbors got invited to the planning part of that, which I'm told that we don't need to be invited.
Well, there's, when they have this, that's posted, isn't it, Crystal? When they have these, when they have a public hearing, that's always posted.
They put it like a legal ad.
Yeah, but I try not to see what's going on, I don't wanna know really. I just wanna be left alone up there, pay my taxes, don't want no problems. And I don't want to deal with this. The aggravation of what I'm dealing with, trying to call people and get things done, it's not worth it. You know, I mean, if I could afford to, I'd put the ditch in myself and just say the heck with it, but I can't afford it right now. I'm retired, I'm living on a fixed income, and I'm trying to deal with a big corporation and I'm not getting nowhere. That's why I came to the town, to see if I could get some help from my town.
All right, the only, like I said, we'll have to get a hold of our town engineer again and get a hold of DEC and meet with them again and see what's going on.
Okay.
That's
You
about,
can
that's
keep
about
them
all we
pictures
can
if
do
you
at this
want.
point. But they haven't, there's been no final permit.
There's no
issued.
final.
There's no final
On that.
permit issued.
Well, I mean, they moved everything in, so I mean, they've got a CO of some sort. They shouldn't be putting nothing in there until you get a CO, correct?
No.
No? So you don't need a CO to start storing stuff on property?
Well, the project is not done, they haven't said that the project's completed yet.
Right, but all the equipment has been put up there. All the big poles, all the transformers, all that stuff's already staged there. And they've got a tent set up now that I don't know what's in there either. I mean, it's a temporary tent, but I mean, if they didn't have a CO or a temporary CO, they shouldn't have been able to put anything on the project as far as storage, right?
Well, yeah, they probably could do that. They're just, the building's not done, there's nothing final yet.
You know, and like I said, I don't care, I don't want any problems, I just want the water fixed. That's all I want, I don't want any trouble. Get the water so it goes down to Route 20 and stops washing out the end of my driveway's washed out now. The DOT's repaired it twice, they won't come repair it again right now. They told me get another piece of culvert, which I've got, but when I called Russell, he said when he gets there, which I'm worried about taking a right-hand turn going out of my driveway.
It's gonna wash out anyway, even if they fix it. It's
So,
gonna be.
yeah, until they fix what they got going on,
Water's
going
running
through,
into his neighbor's garage.
it goes right through
Nice
his
to have
garage.
ice on the ground so he can walk around.
And Jack's the type of guy, he doesn't want to stir up anything. He told me that his, and it's hearsay, I know, but he told me he never had a problem with a sump pump in his basement, and his sump pump runs all the time now. And he's lower than I am, so I have to believe it.
It's running, it's not directed right. It's running right through their
Thank you.
yards.
That's all I have to say, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Keep on it.
Anybody else? No others? Okay. We'll close Steve Cruz's the floor up at 34? Okay, council members' comments and discussion. Jim, do you have anything?
Well, in regards to this drainage issue, the one piece of leverage we do have, and it's a significant piece of leverage with the power company, with the grid is, I mean, they want to get this thing up and running, they want to get it finalized. They can't finalize anything until we approve the finalization. It seems to me, if I had a multi-million-dollar project in the works, and things were gonna get screwed up for $1,000 worth of excavation work, I would do the excavation work. I mean, that just seems common sense. So maybe the route we should consider, at least, is maybe we should talk to Ellis Grid and see if we can talk to them or have our engineer talk to them. This is not a big deal. I mean, it sounds to me like it's repairable without a lot of effort. I
What
mean, it's-
happened was, I worked on that, I did talk to them and met with Doug Cole up there. and they had messed up the farm in the back where the water was coming down with their water. And they tried to throw all the blame on the farm. That got fixed now, well, so I didn't have a leg to stand on, because there was no, I looked at it, and the water was coming from the farm. That wasn't causing this problem, okay, the problem's still there, but it gave them an out at that point in time. Now that that's fixed, he's still getting the water, it's coming from them.
Right, but my point is that.
I don't know if that retention pond they got is working properly, because I looked at it, and they're claiming that there's under drains under the pond. The pond's not deep enough for what's coming off that mountain. If it was just a pond, like we have on Ruder Drive. Okay, Ruder Drive is just a pond, and you got the pipe on the bottom, it meters it coming out. So the pond fills up and it comes out of the pipe. But that's a smaller pipe, this pipe's huge. I don't know if the under drain's not working right, or that it's cracked. I really didn't get into examining it to that extent. But the pond's not deep enough, it was just by itself, to hold that kind of water.
What we correct it?
Well, if they got the under drains under there like they're claiming, you know how they build these new parking lots?
Yeah.
They put all these pipes under the ground. They want all the water to be contained on the site. That's what they're supposed to be doing there. I don't know if it's working.
Yeah, they did do that too.
I'm looking at, I walked it with Nino, and the pipe's 18 inches in diameter, and the grass looks like somebody run it over with a truck. You know, the water's coming out of there, and it's killed the grass now.
Yeah.
I told you that when I said it, I said, it's gonna wash all this grass out, and it did. And instead of going down to 20, it's going across all their yards.
Well, I think is what we'll do then. Would you be available when we meet with
Yeah.
MS Power and?
Yeah, but I'd like to, I wanna come up there again with you, and walk down where the water's supposed to run.
Right.
I didn't get on Franzen's property, which is not his anymore, but it
Those
should
guys
be
are
coming
pretty-
down.
They're good kids, they're having problems too. They've had
Yeah.
water come in their building a couple of times also, but theirs was,
But yeah, but we gotta look at it, it's gotta be fixed. And it's not hard to fix it. You know, but the engineers, you
It's a
know,
big project. I mean, it's a big project. It's multi-millions of dollars. They need to get this thing up and running. That's the only leverage we have at this point.
Well, that's-
You know,
yeah, that's the first thing I checked.
we can give them the squeeze a little bit.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be speaking.
No.
My problem is I'm afraid they're gonna get their CO and then we're not gonna have, it's gonna be life as usual and I'm not gonna get this problem. Oh, like I said, I'll give them permission to come through my property.
Right.
They can put it through my property if they want, just fix the water issue. I mean, I'm willing to let them do whatever they gotta do to just fix the water issue. I just don't want to get stuck with my lawnmower, have to drag it out with my truck every time I mow my front lawn. You know, and it's, I planted 21 arborvitae so I don't have to look at my neighbor's stuff. And it's, you know, it's killing the trees and stuff. So,
We'll set up a meeting with the LS Power and we'll, with Doug Cole, our engineer, and we'll probably get DEC involved in it too.
I could call Mike,
If you're available.
Yeah, I'll come up there again.
You know.
Nikki, I can call my cousin Tony. He's a civil engineer and have him look at it too.
See what can be
No.
done.
You know, I don't know what to do. Like I said, I just want the water to not be where it is like it was before they started these projects.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. I got it written down, we'll call them and see what we can do about it. Okay?
Thank you very much for your time.
Okay. You got anything else, Jim?
No.
Doug? No? I don't have anything else. Is there we're going into executive session to discuss a legal matter that's pending. And is there a motion to go into executive?
I'll make the
session?
motion, we go into executive session.
Is there a second?
I'm supposed to cancel the meeting first or no?
No.
Okay. I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Goulden?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Okay, thank you all for coming.